Hello Stampers, I hope that you have been enjoying all our National Scrapbooking Day projects. This is project number 5 if you've been keeping up with us. You might have watched, I think it was Sharon this morning, and seen her beautiful layout. And of course, Sharon, Vicky and I all shared projects yesterday. And so this is number 5, as I said. So yesterday I did a masculine layout. Today I'm going to do something a little bit more flowery and floral. So Flowers of Beauty, Unbounded Love, they are the 2 stamp sets in the Unbounded Beauty suite, which you'll find in the brand new catalogue. Today I'm going to feature the new in colours: Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Summer Splash and Shy Shamrock. So if you love those, let me know. There's a great special on at the moment during May 2024 where you could actually receive a whole heap of the new in color products just for joining our Stampin' Up family. So let me or your favorite demonstrator know if you're interested in learning more about that. So let's get started. So today I'm going to work with a family history photo. As I mentioned yesterday, I don't have daughters or nieces. We're all having boys, so I haven't got any girls to scrapbook except for myself. So I am today going to scrapbook a picture of my great grandparents. Aren't they a beautiful couple? I love this photo. I just feel like it was just very casual, maybe a picnic. I don't know the story behind it, but I love it. And so using a black and white photo means that you have got a lot more freedom with your photos. Yesterday's photo, remember I selected a photo based, the colors based on the shirt that my son was wearing. This one, it's a bit more open. I don't know what color these people were wearing. So that you can see that Nana is wearing sort of a florally dress. I'm picturing brown and yellow, and cream, I just don't know. So I'm going to do something creative and it's going to be beautiful and I'm going to just love it. Okay, so I've picked out this beautiful piece of pink happy paper, and I think that's a very apt choice, because this lady later in her life had the most beautiful floral garden. It was just amazing, and that is something that I always remember about her, is Nana's beautiful floral garden. I'm just checking periodically that the camera is still rolling because I had some issues with the last video. Okay, so I like to do not quite a third when I do this particular kind of layout, and I like to have a contrast piece. So I've picked this color that's got the pinks and the peach, and my plan is to lay it like so. Okay, you'll notice that I use this kind of starting point a lot. I like it. I feel like it gives balance to what will eventually be quite a heavy embellishment cluster over on this side of the page. But of course, it's up to you. If you came to my Crafternoon last month, we tore these 2 strips. I'm going to leave them straight today because I think that is going to work better for what I am hoping to achieve. So let's take the tape off these. Okay, and you'll see that I've used this just 2 sides of the same piece of paper, what we call designer series paper at Stampin' Up. Oops, why are you not sticking down? That's better. All right, and this piece. So let me know in the comments if you are also scrapbooking your family history photos, because I get a lot of enjoyment doing my family history research and scrapbooking the photos, because one of the things that I find most, I love finding photos. If I find photos of my ancestors or family online, I am beside myself. But I think it's really important because I have all these photos that I have to continually, when I come across them, text my mum and say, can you tell me who this person is? I have done layouts thinking it's one person, and mum has seen the picture and gone, that's not so-and-so, that's somebody else. So last night, this morning it might have been, I texted her and said, is this my great-grandparents? She said, yes, it is. And if I had looked, it says that on the back because she names her files. So sorry, mum. So I'm going to mat the photo in the same petunia pop to match this layer, this piece here, but I feel like it kind of gets lost. So I am going to add just a little piece of the peach pie just to offset it, like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the photo down. And as I explained in yesterday's video, I just work in 1/4 inches or 1/2 centimeters. So I know this photo is 5 by 7. So my mat is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So there's an 1/8 of an inch on either side. And if I'd been working in centimeters, I would have just added a centimeter so that there was a 1/2 centimeter on each side. So, and I change that depending on what my project is. I like them to be even, and so I just work in even increments. Okay, so there's my, oh, excuse you, I didn't mean to take that off yet, because I have another little, I'm just putting the backs back on here so they don't stick anywhere. Alright, so there's my photo mat. Now what I like to do now is I like to take a pencil and under where the photo is going to be, I will just put a little L, like corner shape. It will definitely get covered by my photo when it goes on, and I'll put one up here as well, because there is nothing worse than doing a beautiful spray of stamping or embellishments or something, and then finding out most of it's covered under the photo. So I tend to just put it myself a guide so that when I'm stamping, I can see roughly where the photo is going to be and I know which direction it's going to go in. So I'll just put my photo to the side. Now you might be able to see here on the side, I have pre-cut some pieces to go. Oh, there's my rectangles from yesterday. I have pre-cut some pieces so that you're not sitting here and watching me do that. But I will stamp some out just for those of you that are not very confident at two-step stamping, just so that we can go through that technique today. So two-step stamping is simply when we have got a solid image and a stamped image, and the solid image is kind of like the coloring in for the outline image. So I'll just show you very quickly. I'll just show you with petunia pop, because that's what we're going to use. You can use 2 different colors. So you could do pink and then purple outline if you wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same color and stamp off. Let me just find it. There we go. So what that means is I'm going to ink it up as if I'm going to stamp it, but I want a lot of that excess ink to come off. So I'm going to stamp it onto scrap and then stamp it onto my paper. When I come to do the outline, I'm going to ink it up, but I'm not going to stamp it onto the scrap because I want it to have that nice solid color. And then I'm going to line it up. Now this can take a little bit of practice and courage, but I have lots of practice. And you know what? It's just paper. If I get it wrong, I'll just do it again. But the great thing about the clear stamps is that it's pretty easy to line it up. And if it's slightly off, it just gives you a beautiful watercolor effect. It's not something that you need to overly stress about. If you have a look, that's one that I stamped earlier. It's not quite perfect, you know, but it's going to give a beautiful little look. So I've cut those out using the dies that go with the set. We'll do, so I haven't done any die cutting on either of my videos today. And at time of filming, I haven't seen the other girls' videos, so I don't know whether they have. But if die cutting is something that you're not overly familiar or comfortable with yet, let me know and I'd be happy to do a video about the basics and share some tips and things that I can to help you get started. So you can see there that I've got the outline and the colouring in, and I haven't, it's taken me seconds. Here's another stamp from that set with the same thing. So it had an outline that I've stamped off, and then the solid part that I've stamped off, and then I've done the outline. Some people like to do it the other way. I like to do it with the solid outline last, because I feel like it gives you a nicer image. The outline is a bit crisper. Okay, so I've got those pieces ready to go, but what we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping straight onto the layout. So be brave, my crafting friends. we are going to put these stamps away, the flowers, because I am all about the greenery at the moment. So I'm going to pop that one and this one onto blocks. Okay, and I'm going to find my Shy Shamrock, which is one of the new green colours. And because I want it to be sort of in the background, I'm actually going to do the stamp off technique as well. And I'm just going to do one cluster at a time because I don't know if I even want a second one. But we'll see. Remembering this part's going to be under the photo, so it doesn't matter if I've got overlap and yuck. It can all be covered up. So don't worry about that. This is a more solid version. I believe it's supposed to be two-step as well. I kind of like to use them separately. I feel like it just makes it look bushier and busier without any, you know, any extra effort or additional stamp sets. So here's what it looks like in solid. Doesn't help you very much, does it? So in the solid. Okay, so that's going to give me a beautiful little spray in the background. And I've kept it quite light because I want the focus to be the pieces that I'm going to put on top. Okay. Whoops. Okay, next I'm just going to check my stamping with my photo, and you can see that that's actually going to look quite nice, but I have missed down here. So this is where I can go back with my stamping, which I should have done before I put it all away. And I can just go back and just check periodically. Okay. All right. I quite like that the way it is. Now having a look, do I want to add something up the top? I don't think I do. I think that's going to look quite good. I'm going to put their names up here. And so this is going to set, it's going to be quite balanced. It's going to look really good. All right. So now that I'm kind of happy with my spray at the bottom, I'm going to stick my photos down, because that will mean that I can then now layer onto the top, in between the layers, and underneath my mats. So if that doesn't make sense, it means that as I put this down, I can put on top, in between, or underneath. Okay. Whoops. I don't know where my ruler went. I had it here. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to line up the edge of the ruler with the edge of the layout and just check that it's sitting straight. And it's pretty good. Like no one except me is ever going to put a ruler against that. Okay. So here we go, ready to go. I have pre-cut some pieces. So I've got another gold. I just love adding gold and glitter. This time I've used the Pretty in Pink glimmer paper. So to add the foliage, I may not end up using it because I am losing a lot of this green stamping that I've just done. I may also chop it. I am a big fan of chopping. Actually, I might. Let's be brave, people. Where did I put my scissors? All right. Let's be brave. All right. It's going to be easier to bunch up little pieces anyway. Let's go with, and I'm just trying to follow the natural curves of the pieces too. So that the tops, where I've cut it, it's going to actually look not like I've deadheaded the roses, but just look like it's was meant to be a little a little piece of just foliage. Okay, so we've got some pink. I'm going to just poke things in for the moment, because at the moment it's a bit like being a florist. I am just looking to see what I like, what I don't like, what's too much maybe. Let's get rid of the gold for a minute. All right, and don't feel committed to using all of it either. Okay, so now we have got the oval piece. I'm still recording, yes. So the oval piece I'm going to put here, and I'm going to put my great-grandparents' names on it. So I won't do that on camera, but I will do that. So if you come and see me in person and you look at my layouts at a craft noon or a market, you'll see them then. But I'm going to write it in the matching pen. I'll probably write it in petunia pop, but I'll see. So that's I'm just going to lay it there so that I can sort of see how it's going to look. I've got my flowers, my main flowers, and see how I'm layering them and sort of putting them under and above. They're my little cluster. These yellow flowers are going to just poke out. Now see where I haven't cut it particularly well? You're not even going to be able to tell. Once it's all sort of together, you just sort of move them so that the bit that you're not happy with is poked under. Okay, so the flowers are very, very forgiving. I always cut a spare. I always cut more than what I think I'm going to need, because then I don't have to run backwards and forwards. Okay. All right, we're nearly there, I think, because it's looking pretty good. Just going to poke there's a couple of bits out. All right, so these were die cut as well. So see how I'm just sort of poking it together. I am no florist. I am just poking around, and you know, sometimes I'll walk away and come back up a dozen times before I'm happy with a spray. And this one, remembering to work in odd numbers where possible. Okay, and that's just going to tie this part to here. All right, now I'm just checking. Can you see all that? Yes. Oh, there's a glare right on that. Let me just move the layer around. Oh, it's not a glare at all. Okay. All right, happy with that, everybody? I love it. Okay. Now, my tip for you now is, obviously I can't do it because my phone is recording, but when I have a layout that I'm fairly happy with, I will take a photo, because then I can put it back together and be pretty confident that it's gone back the way I like it. I can't do that, so I'm going to cut myself some tape, a bit like tacking when you're sewing. I'm going to just tack it sort of together. All right, so I know that this top one is going to have dimensionals, so I can do that straight away. Don't forget to use all the pieces of your foam tape. Don't throw away these outside pieces. They are just as handy and they stick just as well. So that's going to be on top. This is the next one. I probably should have done this before I positioned everything, but all right, let's go. This little piece of, pop that in there. I'm not going to worry too much about the pink sparkly bits because I'm going to use glue. and I can come, because it's got that fine nozzle, I can just come back and do that very carefully by lifting it all up. Okay. The tape is also very forgiving, so if I stick it down and I don't really like it where it is, I can pull it, and because it's a spray, even if it does pull up a little bit of the paper, we're going to cover it up, so don't stress about that. Remember, we're here for success, not stress. So if you're local, don't forget to that registration is going to close very soon for this month's Crafternoons, because I'd love for you to come along, but I need to have time to cut the kits. So if you can have a look for the Google form link, and you can register to come along to that. We'd love to have you. We're going to use the new oh, what do they call it? The masks and from Layers of Beauty, and we are going to, and the scrapbookers are going to use the new Adventurous Skies bundle. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you get along to that, and I hope that you remembered to register for Stamp Camp. Registrations are closed for that, and I am busy prepping all the kits and ordering all the supplies. They're on their way, or they will be by the time you watch this video. So you can see that this is moved, so we're going to just pull it out a bit. Okay. All right, that seems all pretty stuck. I'll just put my extra tape onto that. Oh, actually, I could do this bit. Okay. Actually, I want that off a little bit, and that a bit further down. All right. So there's that bit. See what I mean about being forgiving? All right. So that's going on there. All right. A little bit of glue. We're still recording. Yes, we are. Hallelujah. Again, just like I said, oops, in my last video, just making sure that you're using quite a solid part of the cutout so that the glue's got somewhere to stick. Oops. Oh, go back. What are you doing? All right, as you can see, I sort of tend to clamp things down with all sorts of solid objects to dry. Okay, we are nearly done. We are nearly done. I will add my my names here in this little oval, and I will probably adhere that with dimensionals. I probably not going to stamp anything else on there. There's nothing else that's really I've got that's appropriate, but I might do some journaling. We'll see. And what was the other thing I was going? Oh, bling, why don't you guys speak up? So my last layout, I used the solid what are they called, resin dots. I'll use the crystals on these ones. So these ones are the In Color Shimmer Gems. As you can see, I've used them a lot. And I can use any of them really, because I think I've used all of the colors except for Pretty in Pink. But it's in the papers, so I can just go for gold. I like the little ones. And oops, one for the center of this flower. Then I always feel committed that I should add them all with a little center. Now, I'm using my fingers. My regular crafters will know that I misplaced my Take Your Pick tool at Christmas time and I still have not found it. So use your Take Your Pick tool or tweezers if you prefer. Not everyone likes to be using their fingers for this you know, tricky little fiddly stuff. All right, so that's sticking down now. Oops. Okay, just holding that to the side, making sure nothing falls off. Okay, and there is my next layout featuring our new in colors and the Unbounded Beauty suite. If you have enjoyed watching my videos, I would love for you to follow me at Stamping in the Tropics on Facebook, Instagram or YouTube, or you can contact me to go onto my mailing list. And likewise, if you enjoyed the things that you've seen from Vicky and Sharon this weekend, please go over and like and follow their work on their various social media channels as well. I hope you have got some time to craft during this National Scrapbooking Day weekend. I would love to see what you have made up. Don't forget to share them in our community group, the Stamping in the Tropics community group, or on your own channels. And if you tag me at Stamping in the Tropics, I will come and have a look and I'll leave you some love. Thanks guys. Happy crafting. Bye.